You know, I've been thinking.
Oh shit, here we go.
When you drink alcohol, you're just borrowing happiness from tomorrow.
Wait, hold on. Huh.
If you're aroused by dirty talk, your genitals are voice activated. When a pregnant woman swims, she's like a human submarine. My right elbow has never touched my right hand. Technically, we're all half centaurs. The stock market is just a reward for liking something before it was cool. A lethal dose is also a lifetime supply. Okay, so I was thinking,
Oh god, who let this guy start thinking again?
if you clean a vacuum cleaner, you are now a vacuum cleaner. If you're sitting at a light texting and a police officer tries to give you a ticket, just put your car in park. Now it's a parking ticket.
Hold up. Wait, no.
If you're singing to a song on a radio, there's a good chance thousands of people are singing along with you. The first person to say the word cool must have been really cool because everyone else started using it. Alcohol is literally a solution.
Stop it!
Okay, so I was thinking,
I don't care. Who are you?
every single day, someone unknowingly takes the world's biggest shit for that day.
How did you get in my house?
If you start counting from 0, you won't have to close your lips until you reach 1,000,000.
Well, okay, no.
If the camera lens is a circle, then how come pictures come out as a square? Do you think the idea of ghosts moaning started because children were listening through the walls to their parents having sex and they had no better reason to explain it? Okay, now pay attention. Is it crazy how saying sentences backwards creates backwards sentences saying how crazy it is? Because there are always pregnant people, the average number of skeletons inside one human body will always be more than one. Some of us are still it from a childhood game of tag.
Okay, last time you did this, I couldn't sleep. Can you please not?
If you weren't your parents' child, they wouldn't love you.
Okay, just stop now.
An inheritance is kind of like your relatives dropping loot when they die.
Oh, shit.
Why is it that if you close both eyes, you just see black, but if you close one eye, you don't see anything out of that eye, not even black? Life is a sexually transmitted disease. If you're over 30, then you were born before every dog today. At one point in our lives, we have all kicked a pregnant lady.
How did you do that?
If a person is born blind and deaf, what language do they think in?
Honestly, I've been up for 47 hours. Can you please just not?
You have existed since the beginning of the universe. You only realized it when you gained consciousness.
No, okay, that's enough. No.
All dogs are therapy dogs. The majority of them are just freelancing. You will never know the memories you've forgotten. If we cured all aging and disease, everyone would die a pretty horrible death. At one point in your life, you had the children's menu for the last time. Surgery is just stabbing someone to life. One day, a carton of milk will have the same expiration date as I will.
What does it mean? Oh, you again?
There's no proof that everyone sees the same colors.
Did you just let yourself in?
Today I beat my high score for most consecutive days lived.
Honestly, this is like the 6th time. Can you just...
When most people die, they have a negative kill-death ratio.
Well, hold on, it's kind of true, I guess.
Spicy food is just BDSM for your mouth.
Well...
In my will, I'm going to ask to be cremated, and then just before I die, I'm going to eat a ton of popcorn kernels. You know, some people say the English language is confusing, to which I say, it's... Humans are both natural and man-made. Exercise is just self-harm with benefits.
I gotta start.
You again? If two mind readers are reading each other's mind, then whose mind are they reading?
That was fine.
Baby butterflies don't exist.
I
You pass your death day every year without realizing.
Okay, well,
When you say forward or back, your lips move in that direction. You are younger now than you are now. If you go into a fake time machine, you still come out in the future. If you don't reproduce, you are the end of a 3.5 billion year streak.
no.
Waterboarding at Guantanamo Bay sounds super dope if you don't know what either of those things are.
Yeah, my mom said I can't hang out with you anymore, so you should probably just...
100 years from now, Facebook is going to be full of dead people.
Yeah, see, this is why she said that.
There are more bacteria cells in your body than human cells.
Dude, you gotta stop, honestly.
What if one day my dog turned to me and said, "No one is going to believe you," and then he never spoke again?
I don't like that. No.
I should make a list of my favorite films and videos so that when I'm older and I have memory loss, I can have someone put that list on repeat and I can have my mind blown every day. If I touch my phone in the right places, a pizza will appear at my door. I wonder if I've already had the best day of my life.
Is this why other kids don't hang out with you?
Old folks' homes are also orphanages.
Honestly, I really miss sleep. Like, can you just...
There are places in your house that you have never touched. Any stairway is a stairway to heaven if you're clumsy enough.
No.
Future children are gonna wonder why Santa lives in the middle of an ocean. Someone will die of cancer the day a cure for cancer is made. I'm gonna name my kid Mark, so I can leave a mark on this world. A giant 6-ton monster with a tentacle and spikes growing out of his face sounds a lot scarier than an elephant.
Well,
Cheese is just a loaf of milk.
that's it. I'm moving.
What if anesthetic doesn't make the pain of surgery go away? It just makes you forget that it happened.
You again?
Reading is basically just looking at a dead tree and hallucinating.
What is this, like the 10th time?
Your fingers are slowly 3D printing your nails.
Seriously, how do you get in?
If you put a tea bag in a hot tub, it is now tea.
No.
You may already own an article of clothing that you die in.
Yeah. I don't like him either.
Because of Deadpool's regenerative powers, I'm willing to bet he's uncircumcised. Beer is drinkable bread.
Okay, that made my brain hurt.
The average human only experiences 70 to 80 Christmases, so don't waste them.
I think I need a therapist.
If we never learned a language, how would we think?
Oh, I thought you were gone for good.
If your dad gives you sex advice, he's telling you how to pleasure your mom.
That's gross.
When you're traveling at 100 kilometers an hour on a freeway, the only thing separating you from death is a painted yellow line.
I need better friends.
In the phrase, "don't objectify women," the object of the sentence is women. Hundreds of thousands of people had their last birthday today.
Dude.
It's not premarital sex if you don't get married.
No.
What if the earth is spiking a fever to get rid of its infection? You're not ugly. You're just not your type. Almost 100% of the world doesn't know or care that you exist.
Bye.
The sun could have blown up 7 minutes ago.
No.
You physically can't snap your fingers inside your mouth. You're gonna ruin Christmas for me. There was a moment in your life where your mom put you down and never picked you up again.
Okay, that one was depressing.
Horses walk on their fingernails.
Oh, dude.
A dustpan does its job, even when you're not using it.
You're killing me.
Minecraft is older than South Sudan. No one has ever been inside of an empty room.
La.
Do blind people turn the lights on when they come home?
Ah.
Your future self is probably talking shit about you.
Stop.
Refrigerators are just domesticated winter. Most people are made on beds, born on beds, and die on beds.
Bro. Huh.
Wearing a seatbelt makes you more likely to die of cancer.
Leave me alone.
Everything that you have ever lost is still somewhere out there.
How many times has this been?
Australians are just feral British people.
Holy crap.
Every single odd number has the letter E in it. The night is the natural state of the universe. The day is just an anomaly created by the sun.
No.
The cure for cancer might be inside of a mind that doesn't have the education to show it. When the oldest person alive today was born, the Earth was populated by an entirely different group of people.
I said leave.
Tables are just plates.
That's it.
Traditions are just peer pressure from dead people. If all goes well, your car will never touch another car.
You again?
One day, you could be the last person alive in your group chat.
That was depressing.
Beer is just water with a yeast infection.
Duh.
High school kids can find drug dealers, but cops can't.
Can you just shut?
If everything in the universe suddenly doubled in size, no one would notice. The word crisp starts at the back of your mouth and ends at the front.
No.
Second guessing yourself is your brain telling your brain not to listen to your brain.
Stop.
The only way to prove you're mortal is by dying. The opposite of attempted murder is unprotected sex.
No.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa is just an italicized building.
Leave.
Your eyes never stop seeing. You just cover them with a flap of skin.
You again?
I bet a lot of animals need glasses, and we just don't know about it.
Seriously, how do you get in?
The number of people older than you is constantly shrinking. There will be thousands of thoughts that people have had about you that you will never know.
Well,
Blind people don't see black. They see nothing. Like you trying to see out of your elbow.
okay, that made my brain hurt. Can you just...
A successful marriage ends with watching the other person die. Bean bags are just boneless sofas. If you rob a store naked as a minor, no one could watch the security footage without committing a crime. Cells multiply by dividing. The song stuck in your head right now is just the song playing at the hospital where you're being treated for a coma.
Oh my god. You?
Food doesn't go bad. Something else just starts eating it before you do.
Bro.
People are like slinkies. Even though almost all of them have no purpose, it's still fun to watch them get pushed down the stairs.
Shut up.
Our ultimate goal is to make everyone as sad as possible when we die. At age 30, you've spent a month having birthdays.
Stop it.
The world wars started and ended with an Austrian guy dying. My dad has probably been wearing his leather jacket for longer than the cow that it came from.
Okay, that one hurt my brain.
Mosquitoes are like dirty used needles that can fly. Does anyone remember the last few seconds before you fall asleep?
Where do you come from?
Imagine how many GoPros are waiting to be found in snowy mountains containing the last moments of people's lives.
I need to sit.
Your shadow is confirmation that light has traveled 93 million miles unobstructed, only to be deprived of reaching the ground because of you.
Shut up.
If you kill a murderer, the number of murderers stays the same.
No.
Do not touch must be a terrifying thing to read in Braille. To dinosaurs, we live in a post-apocalyptic future.
Can you stop talking?
You're always starving to death. Eating just resets the timer. You have probably never formally introduced yourself to your siblings.
The door. Ugh.
Maybe plants are really farming us, feeding us oxygen until we eventually die and turn into mulch which they can consume.
Okay.
It's crazy that there's this giant thing in the sky and it's there all the time and we're not supposed to look at it.
Stop it.
With as much as I've used my cell phone, I don't believe it's ever made an appearance in one of my dreams.
Well,
I wonder if Tinder bots match with each other and then they have secret little conversations that no one will ever know about. A telephone makes sound faster than the speed of sound.
My therapist told me not to listen to you.
The most suspicious thing to bring on an airplane is a parachute.
No.
When you step on the road, you are stepping on an unbroken web of asphalt that extends over almost the entire continent. So you should leave, probably now. If a smoker goes into a coma for long enough, do they wake up without the craving to smoke?
You?
When I talk to someone in a dream, I have no clue what the other person is going to say, even though it's my brain creating the entire thing.
Well...
Fitbits are like Tamagotchis, except for the stupid little creature you have to keep alive is yourself.
That's depressing.
There must have been entire civilizations that never knew that water had a solid form.
Oh, yeah?
I just realized that every time I hear a "I walk into a bar" joke, I've been picturing the same bar my entire life. I wonder if that's a real bar.
Dude.
University is great. I'm an unemployed alcoholic, and my parents are proud of me.
I just don't have the energy for you today, okay?
Scary movies should put high-pitched noises that only dogs can hear, so your dogs start freaking out right before the scariest parts.
Alright.
Maybe time travelers have already changed history, and our past is what they think is acceptable.
What are you doing here?
If reincarnation is real, then maybe flies and other bugs like that are purposely annoying, because they want to get killed so they can get reincarnated as something better.
Hold up.
Instead of looking up into the sky, you're actually gazing down into the cosmic abyss with only gravity holding you here.
No. Go back.
Falling down is basically getting hit by a planet.
What's wrong with you?
Isn't it weird how we're basically always having a mental conversation with ourselves?
Never talk.
Over 20 million soldiers never found out who won World War II.
What?
Houseplants are just pet vegetables.
Bye-bye.
Someone's therapist knows all about you.
What?
What if there are diseases in the polar ice caps that will infect humans after they melt?
Oh, Jesus.
With my own eyes, I've seen more of the surface of the moon than I have of the earth. Time heals everything, yet it slowly kills you. The only part of your reflection that you can lick is your tongue.
I hate you.
Spiders would be a lot scarier if they made hives instead of webs.
I wanted to sleep tonight.
We need glasses for deaf people that display subtitles right in front of your eyes.
Just why?
Technically, all national anthems are country music.
No.
Too many birthdays will kill you.
Make like a tree and leave. Seriously, I hate you.
If you were invisible, you could have a perfectly normal relationship with a blind person.
Who are you?
Your skull doesn't have facial expressions. Your flesh just moves around it.
I don't like you.
Your eyelids slide so smoothly against your eye.
What?
Police should wear red and blue light-up shoes when they chase someone on foot.
Stop now.
Technically, you eat a cake from the middle outwards. You have the same amount of Olympic gold medals as most people that have been in the Olympics.
Stop.
If you put a map of your country on the floor, there will be some point on the map that is actually touching the place it's referring to. Just imagine the arguments the first colorblind person had.
I think I need to see a therapist.
Do you think the fact that glasses didn't exist for so long explains a lot of historical myths and legends?
How are you in my house?
It must take a while for a giraffe to throw up.
What? Well...
We went from using a horse to get everywhere to space in 60 years.
Oh, Jesus.
If you pee in your dream and then you wet yourself, it's a dream come true.
How do you say those words in that order?
Mike Wazowski's chin is also his crotch.
No one likes you. You know that?
You could throw a rock into a lake and be the last person to ever touch that rock for all of time. You have exactly as much willpower as you think you have.
Get out of here. See ya. Adios. Hasta la vista.
You probably once had a dream so vivid that you now think it's a memory, even though it never happened.
Stop.
Maybe the Earth is like the uncontacted tribes in the Amazon. The whole galaxy knows we're here. They've just agreed upon not contacting us.
Your parents must not love you.
If you earn the title of oldest person in the world, you keep it for the rest of your life.
Stop!
If Adam and Eve got into a fight, it would be a world war.
Leave!
Given the current state of our oceans, instead of saying there's plenty of fish in the sea, people can say there's some fish still left among the trash, which is probably a better metaphor anyways.
I need to see a therapist.
The scariest thing you could ever discover on another planet would be humans.
Can you just...
Technically, lamps in video games use real electricity.
Oh my god, you...
Bread basically involves creating a rich, warm environment for a species and then initiating a mass extinction event.
Okay.
I bet several people have likely had a revolutionary idea and then just lost their train of thought.
What's wrong with you?
The voice in your head is a really good singer. The biggest cause of cancer in mice is research.
There's something wrong with you.
Gravity is creepy when you realize you're not walking around on a surface, but you're getting pulled into a giant core of burning magma.
Stop talking.
Corrupt cops are just undercover criminals.
Stop!
Listening to a single instrument in a song is like staring, but with your ears.
Leave.
Human thoughts before language must have been really weird.
Hold up.
If you think about it, pandas are biracial.
No.
Strawberries have no smell, but things can smell like strawberries.
Are you high?
When you eat a lollipop, you just flavor your own spit and then drink it.
Oh.
The human body is really quiet, given everything it does.
Shut up.
You're just a background character in someone else's life. Someone developed the internet without the help of the internet.
Hey!
There's snow on top of Mount Everest, but the clouds are lower than the top.
Stop it!
It took humanity 4 times longer to switch from copper swords to steel swords than it took them to switch from steel swords to nuclear bombs.
Never talk. Never ever talk.
Apps not showing the time when you're in them is the same thing as casinos not telling you the time. They just want you to stay in their thing longer.
Oh my god, you...
It is almost impossible to look at a word without reading it.
What's wrong with you?
By the age of 90, the average person has already been dead for 8 years. I bet you're closer to being a millionaire than Bill Gates is.
I feel like you're high.
Many people's lives are just one long trip between 2 hospitals.
You're the worst, you know that?
Do you think deaf people realize that farting makes a sound?
Oh.
The average zebra is gray.
Well...
Every light switch is also a dark switch. Okay, idea. If holy water kills vampires, you could just pour holy water into a humidifier and have like a holy water gas chamber to kill all of them.
Go home.
You and your best friend will not be at each other's funerals.
No, not this time. You're not gonna get me. Leave.
Somewhere on Earth, your exact place of death is just waiting for you to show up.
I'll sick my cat on you.
In a way, humans are a virus, infecting the planet, eating away at its resources, and then attempting to find another host.
What?
If your high school experience was a movie, you probably wouldn't have been able to watch it in high school.
I'll give you money. Just please leave.
At any given moment, your future self could be thinking about you.
Okay, you make my brain hurt.
A sunburn is just radiation damage from a fusion reactor that's 93 million miles away.
No.
The worst way to kill a giraffe would be quicksand.
That was a verbal form of cancer.
I bet serial killers have a net negative carbon footprint.
Is lasagna just spaghetti cake?
Well, if you're standing at sea level, most dead bodies are buried above you.
Okay, nope. Leave.
A celebrity is more likely to lick your elbow than you are. When you're alone, every single person that you've ever met in your life is just a memory to you.
What?
Giving a murderer the death sentence is like the biggest Uno reverse card.
My cat hates you too.
Your past self is both old you and young you.
Yeah.
You're waterproof, it's just your clothes that aren't.
Oh, damn it.
If everyone in the world participated in a rock, paper, scissors tournament, the winner would only have to win 33 straight games.
What?
Vanilla, coffee, and chocolate all come from beans. So no matter which flavor you prefer, your favorite flavor is beans.
Oh, that one was the worst one.
After our extinction, a future civilization may start to use our dead bodies as fossil fuel.
I always knew I'd be good for something.
Every Snapchat you receive is a Schrodinger's nude until you open it.
What?
Someday someone will be the last person to ever think about you, and then you will ultimately cease to exist.
That is depressing.
Maybe people think they look better without their glasses on because they can't see themselves as well.
No.
If someone pressed pause on my life, I would never know about it.
What?
Everyone talks about the little voice in their head, but no one talks about the little ears in their head that allow them to hear that voice.
You have to stop.
You can only see the universe from inside of it. Art is how we decorate space. Music is how we decorate time.
You are human tennis elbow. You are the pizza burn on the roof of the world's mouth. You are the opposite of Batman.
You've probably saved someone's life due to the butterfly effect.
Who are you?
Tall people are just vertically thick.
No, go back. Okay, wait.
Most games prevent you from falling asleep when there's danger nearby. Think about that the next time you can't fall asleep late at night.
Alright, stop talking.
Nothing you see is real. It's all just a virtual recreation based on what your brain thinks the world looks like around it.
Okay.
Right now, you're being watched by yourself in the future through your memories.
You're horrible.
There are people on this planet that have no idea that pizza exists.
I want to sleep tonight.
You are the tiniest bit older than the reflection that you see in the mirror.
How did you...
Maybe people don't celebrate your birthday as much when you're older because the novelty of you existing has worn off.
I miss
If you name your cat Meow, it can introduce itself.
How does that make any sense?
You bite up, not down.
Can you leave, please?
Out of all 7 billion people alive, someone is the worst person alive.
Who let you speak the English language?
If your parents call you handsome, is that like a flex? Because they made you, right?
Well, hold on.
All of the clutter around your house used to be money. Pulled hamstrings sound delicious, unless if you know what they are.
Hey!
One day, we went outside to play with our friends for the last time, and no one had any clue.
You are why I believe in the death penalty.
A ton of whales is like half a whale.
Oh, no, brother.
If you're blind, you can never be 100% certain that you're alone in a room.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
If I think in my own voice, does my dog think in his own barks?
Words are a privilege that you should have revoked.
How the hell did hamsters survive in the wild?
You don't use logic when you say things.
I wonder if there's any times on the clock that I haven't seen.
Jesus.
If humans ever become enslaved by artificial intelligence, Amish people are gonna be pissed.
Leave.
Slang is slang for shortened language.
You make me hate you and your bloodline.
I'm gonna be dead for longer than I'm gonna be alive.
No.
All words are made up.
Who let you be a human?
If a man gets breast implants, can his nipples be shown on TV?
What?
I will be the last person to die in my lifetime.
I pray to God, or whatever higher power exists, that you leave.
When you die, your skeleton begins to hatch.
How do you break my brain so easily?
In an alien language, waving could mean anything.
Please stop.
What if planet Earth is like a Noah's Ark and we can't find anyone in the galaxy because they've been dead for years? You know the insects that only live for like a couple of days? Do they think night and day are like seasons?
Why tell me this?
I wonder what our noses smell like.
Leave.
We named every moon in the solar system except for our own.
Maybe if I just pretend you're not here.
I bet in the next generation there will be a bunch of gamer dads who are telling their kids that they could have gone pro.
What?
When you say apart, your lips touch, but when you say together, they don't.
You make my ears bleed.
You can't breathe and swallow at the same time.
Someone should stop you from saying words.
Your bones are wet.
I hate you and everything about you.
Something is always touching you.
Get out of here.
Online dating is responsible for a lot of marriages, right? So does this mean that computer algorithms are learning how to breed people?
What?
Microscopic, 8-legged, spider-like mites live on your face. We named an entire galaxy after the secretion of a cow's udder.
How do you say those words in that order?
Snakes are just tails with faces. What? We built an atomic bomb 20 years before we had color television. I bet your parents don't even like you. Sharks are older than trees. The door's that way. Go on. Everything you see is delayed. Yes, I'm wearing denim on denim. Leave. We can't prove we aren't in a simulation. Why tell me this? France was still using the guillotine when the first Star Wars film came out. This hurts. This physically hurts. The Oxford University is older than the Aztecs. You are vile. Scientists haven't found a particular component of the brain responsible for consciousness. There is no physical proof of consciousness. It just is. Stop! You don't remember when you were born, or the first couple years of your existence. All you remember is one day you began existing, taking in experiences and memories. Who are your friends? Summer vacation when you're 15 is probably the most relaxed you'll ever be until you retire. What? Do you think the milk in a gallon of milk is from like hundreds of different cows? I don't know. Why are you here? Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. Yay! Okay, facts. Just facts. Any new Snapchat update looks disgusting. High school sports don't matter. Spencer Shea carried iCarly. I'd rather be insulted behind my back. Change my mind. Wanting to be invited and wanting to go are two totally separate things. Why are drug dealers always the nicest people? The fact that I procrastinate and still get everything done is why I will never stop procrastinating. Everybody has a customer service voice. I don't understand how someone can call you and then you call them back immediately and they don't pick up. Thank you. Oh. Every restaurant is a drive-thru if you're going fast enough. What the hell was that? We have 5 senses, but is that every sense that exists? Are there more that we could have, but don't? What? The voice inside your head has changed over time with you. You are like God spilled a person. Walking is just continuously screwing up your balance so you fall onto your other leg. Can you please cease to exist? There are only 2 days in your entire life that aren't 24 hours long. The day you're born and the day you die. Existence isn't reality. That one doesn't make any sense. For a brief moment, every 19-year-old is the oldest teenager in the world. I have so many questions. Sex is just prostitution where the payment is sex. Leave! Most laugh tracks that you hear in a TV show were recorded in the 50s, so technically you're listening to dead people laughing. It's time for you to go, okay? When an earthquake happens, coffins become underground maracas. Scared the shit out of me. If we all stopped paying taxes, the government couldn't afford to stop us. Dude, no matter how hard you try, you can't predict your next thought, because if you do, you're already thinking it. What? What if the light I see when I die is the light I see when I'm born in my next life? Your future self can't warn you of your death because your future self would be dead by then. Not everyone should be allowed to exist. What if NASA invented thunderstorms to cover up the sounds of space battles? If humans can't see air, can fish see water? But if humans can see water, can fish see air? I would love it if you just dropped off the face of the earth. In Canada, you have to orbit the sun 18 times before you're legally allowed to drink. Last straw. You're out of here. It's weird how you can feel that your thoughts are physically located in your head. What? You'd think that drops of water falling from 25,000 feet in the sky would hurt you more. Dude, there's a major chance that you're a part of someone's favorite memory and you just don't know it. I need to staple your lips together. I bet if a bunch of billionaires team up, they could buy their own country, create their own laws, and throw a crazy party. Why? There's probably a lot of human medicine that we'll never discover because it doesn't work on mice. Why would you say that? Everybody has an off button if you punch them hard enough. You absolute troglodyte, shut up. If you made $100,000 every day since Jesus was born, you would have about 1/3 of what Jeff Bezos has. I'm actually done. Bye. How do you know that your memories are true? Please leave. You can't explain what a color looks like without using another color. For the love of God, why? One day you're either gonna wake up and never fall asleep again, or fall asleep and never wake up again. Can you shut up? I wonder how many different people's dreams I've been in. I despise you. Life is just a really long story about how you died. You must have some kind of psychological disorder. Made in China stickers are made in Korea. What? Maybe dreams are memories from parallel universes. Think before you talk. I wonder what the first question ever asked was.
Oh, no, brother.
Everyone talks about traveling back in time, doing something small, and then changing the present forever, but no one talks about doing something small in the present and changing the future forever.
Can you just stop existing?
If the universe is always expanding, what is it expanding into?
What?
What proof do we have that dog food is the flavor that it says it is?
No, I'm trying to talk to you. Please just...
What color are mirrors?
Are you just vibing or what's going on?
You're never actually thinking about nothing.
Shut up.
Do twins ever realize that one of them was unplanned?
Have you ever stopped to question why you say all this dumb shit?
You have never been closer to your time of death.
Jesus.
The moment that you hear this has been in the future for billions of years, but now it's in the past forever.
Why are you even talking right now?
You can never go buy pants unless if you already have pants. So you should be thankful for your first pair of pants.
Go home.
Time could be randomly stopping temporarily and we wouldn't know it.
Brother, no.
Blankets aren't warm. You are. They just hold it in.
Okay, now it's...
When the first clock was made, how did they know what time it was?
Do you have an off button?
What do blind people see when they dream?
Dude!
Since you can learn any language when you grow up, if you raised a baby around dogs and only dogs, would it bark?
Shut up.
What if oxygen is a drug and illegal drugs just return us to our normal state?
No.
Someone made up dinosaur sounds without ever hearing them.
Were you put on this earth to punish me?
My dog understands several human words, but I don't understand any dog barks. Does this mean that he's smarter than I am?
I loathe you.
Never in my life have I ever been naked for 24 hours straight.
Why?
Teachers are in school from when they're 5 until they retire.
Wait.
Humans are the only species that have to pay to live on this planet.
You're like a cross between insomnia...
When you're asleep, you're just looking at the back of your eyelids for 8 hours straight.
This always keeps me up at night.
No ruling British king has ever used the internet.
God, why?
When you're playing a first-person shooter game, the person you're playing as never blinks.
Off. Shit.
I bet someone in North Korea probably invented something that already exists.
Shut up.
The person who discovered popcorn must have been really confused.
Bro, what?
Before the invention of phones, the question, "Where are you?" had probably never been asked.
You don't deserve words.
There's a good chance you've probably seen someone on the last day of their life without even knowing it.
What?
If you're outside, half of the universe is always in your field of view.
I will be having none of this.
Your future wife is probably somewhere out there telling her boyfriend that they're gonna be together forever.
For the love of God. Exit.
Betty White is literally older than sliced bread.
What?
The object of golf is to play the least amount of golf.
Dude.
Your dog doesn't know that you can make mistakes. So when you trip over him in the dark, he thinks you got up just to kick him.
Are you trying to make me depressed?
If you had $1 for every year the universe existed, you still wouldn't make it on Forbes' top 50.
Maybe I have schizophrenia.
Harvard was founded before calculus existed.
Are you serious? Is that true?
He died doing what he loved would be a horrible thing to say at a drug addict's funeral.
No!
I use my driver's license to buy stuff that impairs my ability to drive.
Is this what a panic attack is?
Aliens invaded the moon on July 20th, 1969.
You are the Osgood Schlatters of people.
Tobacco companies kill their best customers.
You absolute plebiscite.
Bottled water expiration dates are for the bottle, not the water.
You again?
There have been over 2,000 nuclear bomb detonations.
Dude!
When you remember something, you don't remember the last time that it happened. You just remember the last time that you remembered it.
No.
Bananas can't reproduce.
You're not real.
The Holy Roman Empire existed until 30 years after the United States was founded.
My guy, shut up.
The coldest place we know of in the universe is on Earth.
Bro.
The largest air force in the world is the US Air Force, and the second largest air force in the world is the US Navy.
Please let me have sleep.
The entire state of Wyoming only has 2 escalators.
I hope you get tuberculosis.
There was a time when 4 different species of human beings lived together.
You human form of cancer.
Saddam Hussein was given the key to the city of Detroit in 1980.
For the love of God. Leave.
The moon gives off sunlight.
How does that make any sense?
Potatoes have more chromosomes than humans.
Why say that?
You get red eyes in pictures because your pupil is just a hole and the flash reflects the blood in the back of your eyes.
That hurts my brain.
I'm gonna be dead for a lot longer than I'm gonna live.
Dude!
You've probably known your parents for your whole life, but they've only known you for part of theirs.
Your parents must hate you.
We avoid risks in life so we can safely make it to our deaths.
Seriously?
Ex-girlfriends should be called near misses.
Hey!
You're a lot less likely to have kids if your parents didn't have any.
Are you always like this?
Groceries enter my home through the front door and leave through the toilet.
No!
Stalin, Hitler, and Freud all lived in Vienna at the same time.
Really? Huh.
I could have easily not been born, but whoever would have taken my place would have had the same family, same name, and the same life.
My guy. Cease to exist.
Oxford is older than the Aztecs.
Man, can you not?
If there are infinite universes, fiction doesn't exist.
What?
Gorillas don't know any bodybuilding techniques, so we've probably never seen one at its full potential.
Man, stop talking.
One day, someone will think of you for the last time, and you will ultimately cease to exist.
You make my brain hurt.
If I teleported in front of my dog, he would oversee the teleportation and just be happy that I'm home.
I haven't slept in weeks.
Is it called the mall because instead of going to one store, you go to them all?
How are you still here?
Actually making eye contact would be really gross.
Guy, you're an imbecile.
What if colorblind people actually see the correct colors and everyone else is colorblind?
Why? Just why?
Almost all of the dust in your house is made from your own dead skin.
Dude, how?
There's probably someone in Africa who's smarter than Einstein and he works all day just to feed his children.
You are why I don't believe in a higher power.